right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lupagus show. I am Lupagus, and we're going to continue our little stretch here of looking at prospects for the 2021 NFL draft that might get the Minnesota Vikings parts a tingling and a throbbing. Today, we're looking at Alabama defensive tackle Christian Barmore. Well, let's just jump right into this guy. How big is he? Look at his stats. He is 6'5", 310 pounds. He's got 34 career tackles, 15 and a half tackles for a loss, and 10 sacks, playing for the best team in college football. First thing you're watching tape on this guy, first thing that sticks out is his motor. This guy is going nonstop. He wants to get to the ball carrier every single play, and it shows. He is aggressive. He is mean. He is nasty. He's tenacious. Always pursuing, always fighting, always battling. You love to see that. This guy is super, super strong, powerful. He can bull rush right through a blocker. He can take on double teams. He's got a quick, he'll engage with the one blocker, then kind of do this little move where he cuts inside, splits those double teams, gets to the quarterback. He's got long arms too, and he just seems to, when he gets close to the quarterback, he just knows where to stick his arm out and poke that ball away. You see him do it many times on tape. Just a guy who knows how to use the traits he was given, and he's got a nose for the football, makes that thing pop out. Another thing he can do is get his big old paws up in the air. We saw it in the title game against Ohio State, jumping up, swatting down passes. He does it all the time. That's something the Vikings rarely had last year. Would love to see that again in the future moving forward, someone who can get up there and swat down some passes, make some big plays for this defense that desperately needs it. There's one play to me that really sticks out that kind of sums up who Christian Barmore is. I watched 4 different cut-ups of him, and it was on every single one. I call it kind of his iconic play, kind of his go-to play. So this guy is he's actually bull rushing through a block. You can't really say he's getting blocked because the guy he's blocking is basically about to land on his ass. But as he's plowing through that guy, the quarterback is maybe a yard away from him. Barmore dives while the guy is still on him and sticks his arm out, swats that ball away. It was just a beautiful effort play. It was something you don't see very often, as a guy is attempting to get blocked, still dives over or through the guy. He dives through the guy, gets the ball out. This guy's just a huge playmaker. So let's talk about how he would fit on the Vikings line. We put him in the middle next to Michael Pierce. You got Neil Hunter coming back on the one side, and your ends at this point, if you didn't use a first round pick on an end, and you do take Christian Barmore, because you're going to have to get him in the first round. You probably have a rotation on the other side of DJ Wanham and Afidio Denabo, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Now, Barmore probably isn't a true 3 technique, but that's where his role would be on the Vikings. This guy can eat up the run. He can eat up space. He can take on blockers, free up those linebackers, but he does provide that interior pressure. So I think that would be his primary role. Just bust shit up. Just go in there, cause ruckus, swap passes, collapse pockets. This guy could excel in that role. And that, arguably this might be the position the Vikings need even more than another edge rusher. You get the guy to collapse things in the middle, create interior pressure. It's going to help out the linebackers, going to help out the young secondary. His benefit to this defense would be huge on every single level. Now, the question keeps coming up, is he worth the 14th overall pick? Should the Vikings trade down? Is it a reach if they take Barmore at 14? Well, it's not a reach if you decide he's the guy you want and he's the one who's going to help your defense the most out of anybody on the board. Then you can't say it's a reach. And the Vikings, I don't think they're going to feel sad if people, tell them after the draft that was a reach pick, especially when they see what he does in year one. Now, where is he going to end up? Could they move down and get him potentially? You don't want to move down too far and miss out getting a guy like this. So maybe if there's a quarterback on the board, Kyle Pitts, someone where you just maybe move him down a couple of spots, you could still maybe get that second round pick back and still get Christian Barmore. That would be a huge score. But again, it's January right now. Prospects rise and fall. I think there's a good chance he keeps rising. I know there's no real combine this year, but if he has a good pro day, he may, by the time the draft rolls around, he could be considered a steal at pick 14. We don't know how that's going to shake out. So a lot of things have to be determined, but one thing that is crystal clear, Christian Barmore gets the One Bar and Lupagus seal of approval. I feel very confident speaking on One Bar's behalf that he also loves this guy. I would love him in purple. he would just be an amazing addition to this defensive line and really, really help out this defense in 2021. So that is Christian Barmore in a nutshell. We love him here, and we also love this. It didn't really make sense, but we also love when you guys keep your skull in your hole.